Good morning to everyone. This is the Power of Healing with Utabi Ungowe Ketelo. It's early hours of the morning, very early hours of the morning. Unfortunately, mawusebenza nabantu abadala, doesn't matter the time of the day. Mase kuthiwa kuyasetshenzwa. So that's my space now. Yeah. So if you are going to if when you are a spiritually gifted child and uzofuna ukuyifanisa nabanye abantu in terms of your hours and your routines and certain things in your life, then you're going to have a problem because uzoshayisa ngamabonda trying to fit in to the normal life, or you are not normal and your space is not normal. So the better the sooner you accept it, the better for you. So yeah, so I think weeks ago I promised that I'm going to talk about how to deal with a partner that carries a water spirit, a partner that is chosen by the water spirit, and a partner that is guided by water spirits. So basically a partner that has elements of water spirits. It is very important that we understand how to deal with abantu bethu, or how to deal with our partners, because it eliminates a lot of headaches. Ne? So it's very important that you understand umuntu wakho, because as I said, their world is not the same as yours. The dimension in which they are in is not the same as yours. So it makes things better if you are spiritually gifted and you have a partner that is spiritually gifted, or that has the same water elements as you, or carries that has the same water elements as you, or not even the same sometimes, but if they understand water spirits, it makes sense, or it makes things easier. However, if you are just a normal being and dealing with a spiritually gifted or called partner that is guided by water spirits, now that makes things a little bit complicated for you. Understand? So unfortunately, you cannot change lo muntu to be normal as you want them to be. They're not normal. They're not from this dimension. So yeah. So it really doesn't matter whether the partner has a calling or a gift, because I think there was a weird video that I tried to explain the difference between a calling and a gift, but a spiritual calling and a gift. But it really doesn't matter whether it's a spiritual calling that your partner has or a spiritual gift that your partner has. We have more or less similar characteristics. So you need to understand, firstly, that you do not vibrate the same energy as your partner. So if you are somebody who does not have a spiritual gift, you'd find it difficult to meet up with your partner's expectations, because unvibrating the same energies, right? So you're going to find it more difficult and more confusing in terms of how they attend to things, or how they see things. Okay, so I think sometimes I spoke about ukhunga a few months ago. I spoke about ukhunga, and it's very important that we do those things, guys, to decrease to decrease or to minimize, yeah, that's the correct word, to minimize headaches, to minimize conflicts, to minimize disputes that we'd have in a relationship. It's very important ukuthi umkhunga umuntu, and we might take it lightly because it's a new concept to some of us, but it really is important, because once you've introduced yourself to abantu bakubo or the people that's guiding the person, it makes things easy ukuthi understand now your space. Understand? So we're not saying go and do now you are promising ukulobol umuntu. The ukhunga is not really about that, but ukhunga is trying to elento minimize headaches and heartaches in a relationship. Because if you haven't done that, I am telling you, you are forever going to fight about petty things. You are forever going to have disagreements about petty things. And that's because ispace sami nespace sakho is not aligned or doesn't gel together. The vibrations are not the same. So I am on this high level of vibration, and you are here now. And manje, for some reason, we need to understand this thing. So as I said, now it makes it more difficult if your partner has a water spirit, or it's chosen by a water spirit. Now and then, so within the next few days, because as I said, we are seven. I'm going to be talking about my next video, like spiritual twins. Spiritual twins. I think there's a sort of like a misunderstanding about spiritual twin and a reincarnate. Ne? There's some sort of misunderstanding when it comes to that, or lack of knowledge on my space, of course, on my space. And what I mean on my space, when it comes to the differences between the two, there's a difference between a spiritual twin and a reincarnate. But then I feel like people have put that thing into one bracket, and it really is not the same. I will speak about that later on. And then so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to make a video about that. Then I'm going to make a video again about how to deal now with a partner who is spiritually called. Here I'm just talking about, in this video I'm just talking about a partner that is chosen by water spirits and how to deal with them, especially in marriage or in relationship, but especially in marriage. So that's that. But now with the spiritually gifted, it can be, so it differs between all these spiritual gifts. It differs a lot. So we need to understand how do we deal with a partner who's a sangoma, how do we deal with a partner who's a prophet, how we deal with a partner who's a psychic and a medium, how we deal with a partner who's a native doctor and a shaman. And so with every angle that you would look at a gift of healing, or no, that would look at a calling of healing. So we're going to look at how to deal now with a partner that is a healer, because we need to know these things. So with that is totally different to what I'm talking about today. Yeah, so let's go back. Yeah, as I said, the first thing, the vibrations really are not the same, guys. They are really not the same. um and then the second thing, um with spirit, with uh water spirits name. And I did mention this when I explained, or when I touched on Inzuza, when I touched on Inkosazana, and when I touched on Inkanyam. Water spirits are leaders. In their characteristics, they are leaders. They are born to mentor, they are born to coach, they are born. So with a partner, they tend to be more of playing a role of being a mother. You need to understand, it's not the fact that I want to be controlling you, but because of the elements that I have, you tend to be more of a mother, more of a caregiver, or more of a guardian. And that's because of the spirit within them. So there needs to be some sort of adjustment, because sometimes it's very extreme. You'd get that they play a role of a mother, and that characteristics is very extreme, that a person might feel uncomfortable saying, "I ngathi ucabanga ukuthi umamami," and it really is not about that. It's just that because this is a naturally born leader, in terms of the gift. So lay that thing just, automatically comes as a trait for those people who are gifted with water spirits. And then also now, before I touch on people who have, so in most cases, people who've got inkosazana, guys, if you have a partner that has a, a, a spirit guides inkosazana, who's is a spirit guide. Yeah, if you have a person that is chosen by inkosazana, or inkosazana as a spirit guide, or carries that spirit, you are in trouble, because there are people who are very who's the that spirit is very high, so it's very extreme. Their space, or their nkosazana, is very extreme, and a person that has nkosazana a very extreme, yo if you are not up to your game, believe me, you will get a divorce. I'll explain. With everyone that has, okay, asiqale kanje. A spirit, so okay, let me start here, because ngizokhona nami ukuthi go with the notes. I think it would make sense for me as well. Affection. So a person who's got inkosazana, and the inkosazana is extreme, is very affectionate, needs is one that needs affection all the time. They are affectionate, and they need that affection, received and given the same way. So with Nkosazana especially, and I did mention this, it's very seductive and all of that. Nkosazana is very fun. Nkosazana is flirtatious. Nkosazana is, so if you have a wife on Nkosazana, and the Nkosazana is very extreme, usenkingeni, you need to balance the vibrations. Okay, now if you're going to Ula and you're going to be here, it's going, if you're in Ula and you are here, it's going to cause problems for you guys. Those people, they need to be pampered, they need fun, they need to be adored. They are very affectionate as well. They need, the cuddling, the they look at me, I'm here. They are like, they want, they like, or they love, they like, or they love to be that center of the room. And you understand, I need to be loved. That's the person that you are getting if umuntu unenkosazana, and that's the vibration that you need to work on. Ne? Guys, everyone who has a water spirit has a high physical need. I don't care how you would deny it if you want to, but umuntu on a water spirit, a person that carries a water spirit element or chosen by water spirits, has a very high sexual drive. And you may look at it in how you can deny it as much as you like, basically, or you can try to look at it in a different form. But I'm telling you, because of the vibrations of the water within us, your drive or your sexual needs tend to be high. Your physical desires tend to be high. It's a matter of controlling and adjusting them. Because if you are not in control of your nkosazana, if you are not in control of with all the water spirits, guys, with nkosazana it's totally different, because those people that vibrate a sort of different energy. But with all water spirits, if you cannot control it, whether unenzuza, whether unenkosazana, whether unenkanyamba, there's the behavioral traits that they have, and the control of the spirit. If ungakwazi adjust to it, and if you're not aligned to your spirit, it's going to cause problems. Now, as a partner, if you are not, if you are, if you're not going to meet up if you're not going to balance the vibrations, and if you're not going to meet up to the expectations, especially to inkosazana, you risk being pushed away, rejected, not by the person, by the spirit itself. That is why I said you are going to get a divorce. If you're not going to meet up with the vibrations that the spirit has, or the energy that the spirit has, you are going to be at risk of divorce. Because lomuntu uhai, it's basically like somebody who has taken drugs. Lomuntu uhai, or who has smoked something. Uhai, and when you are here, akuhlangani. So the problem with the spirit, ayikwazi ukuthi, guys, so ihlalila, you need to step up. Okay, so that is why we call it alignment. That is why we call it, and a lot of people don't know that they have water spirits, and they get into relationships, get into relationships, and I mean, it's common if you don't know your space. It's common that you would feel like ama relationships awangisebenzeli, but then only to find that this spirit is so much in control that it rejects, a negative or vibration. Because with water spirits, a negative vibration is forever rejected. And if uza with some sort of intentions, you're going to face problems, because it will reject it. Remember that we are in a space where we are not in control of our lives, right? So when before you get into a relationship, already the spirit goes and checks, or the spirit yiyo efika kuqala, and the gift isebenza yona kuqala. In everything, guys, you can deny it, but in everything the gift isebenza yona kuqala. So now, once the spirit has rejected that person, ungamjabulela for 2 days, and you like the third day, and you're like, this is not for me. So the spirit has already highlighted or ama red flags. So if you are not aligned with your spirit, or you are not in control of that spirit, you might find yourself single for a long time. Because as we say, some with us spiritually gifted people, um by siyakhethelwa, right? Partners are chosen for us. So can you just imagine now with the water spirits, Guti, that becomes high because they really choose. Because the person that has to be with you has to vibrate some sort of same energy as you. Yeah. As I mentioned, with the high sexual drives, the hormones are very high. There's this thing that people would ask, ukuthi yazi ngiyashiselwa. I mean, you'd find a temperature ngaphandle, it's normal, but mine ebodini, it's high. It's supposed to be high. It can't be like low. Your vibrations are high, so your hormones become high sometimes. And it's amazing because even if you go checked out, you go and be checked out by a doctor, they will not pick up that you feel it, but abakwazi we pick up ukuthi you've got high hormones. So I don't know. It's interesting actually. Now the sleeping patterns, guys. A person who has a water spirit has different sleeping patterns to a natural, a normal person. So don't expect. So uzothola umuntu is disturbed by lights, is disturbed by small things that occur during the night, whether in sin or whether in, because we are light sleepers, guys. As spiritually gifted people, we are light sleepers. So any interference, uvugile, it's done. And so you cannot expect your partner to when I'm and so that is why that, as I said, you need to balance, because there needs to be some sort of balance, because Tina, our like sleeping routines are really not the same. And sleeping patterns are really not the same. So it makes things easy. Yeah, if unomuntu understand that, because masawumvusa uthi ngifuna ukuxoxa mina, and we are like that. I mean, we cannot deny it. We are like that. Mawufuna ukuxoxa ufuna ukuxoxa. So now if you go, if ningazwisisani ngama vibrations, it's going to be a problem. Now, physical and emotional support, this is what I just spoke about. You need somebody who's going to support your physical space, as well as your emotional space. So kunesikhathi, as I say, the sleeping patterns, we are very emotional sometimes. You just want to let it out. And some of them are even like cry babies, so we are very emotional. So you need somebody who's going to deal with you in the same way. This thing happened this morning, and as petty as it may seem to you, we are actually, Tina, our support structure becomes very important. Okay, because you have to understand that with water spirits, the vibrations in water or in water are sort of like aligned, né? And they work in a certain sequence. So that sequence, when brought to the physical realm, it's angazi noma ngichaza kahle, that sequence yamanzi, and it's when it's brought here in the ordinary reality, it becomes like a sort of like a support structure. So you need that. So for you to be vibrating in that in the very frequency, or the very to be vibrating in that frequency, yasemanzini. So that for us is support. Okay, so it is the emotional and physical support. It's very much important, because you need to be keeping that frequency, yes, going. So it is very important. Okay, so mawilethe ngapha to the physical, you understand, I need to be vibrating in the very same manner as my spirit, also spiritual aligning. Okay, now with water spirits children, guys, you do not want to be comfortable. You do not want to be comfortable when it comes to you as a partner, having that person in your life. You can't be comfortable because the mood swings, we are from here, as I spoke about frequency, right? In one moment we are here, and in one moment we are here. One moment here, one moment ula, one moment ula. So our mood swings are like this. Same as the waves of the water, our mood swings are like this. Now, you need to know how to handle your business, because when you know how to handle your business, even if needs akubi nenkinga kakhulu. You understand? You can handle your business, so you have that balance, you have that control. And if if you guys, both of you, are aligned together in this, masesikhuluma ngokukhunga, it's not going to be a problem. So you need to know ukuthi don't be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. My waves way to changes all the time. We are very sensitive and very protective of our space, of the space. So the spirit itself is very protective and sensitive of its space. Now, if, as I mentioned, if it's negative energy that you are bringing, looking at my frequency, it's going to reject you. It's going to decline and reject you, guys. Because it's very protective of who comes to the space, Sayo. Do you understand? And what is your intention and motive in coming into this space? Also, with being very sensitive and protective of the space, it then becomes some sort of jealousy. It comes off as a jealous person, because I don't want any interference in this space. Yeah, before Nkota also, and I think this was very important for me. If you've got a partner, and unfortunately, if you've got a partner who's got Inkosana as a water spirit, that carries Inkosana as a water spirit, and with Inkosana, it's mostly men. People who have Inkosana, it's mostly men, guys. Now we're going to talk about the toxic people. With Inkosana, those people are control freaks. Those people are very serious empilweni zabo. Ilabantu ozobathola aba serious, ilabantu bazothola ozothola kungazo ore uhappy or akajabulanga. So in a relationship, they tend to be very strict and they are control freaks. They are strict, they are very formal, that's Inkosana. That's the characteristics of Inkosana. Now, if you have a partner like that, the jealousy is very high. And they don't like sharing. So with Inkosana, they don't like sharing. So if you've got a partner who has Inkosana and who's male, I'm talking about males now, who's thinking in Standasam, because if any sign of negative energy, the relationship is going to be toxic. Any sign of negative energy, believe me, as I say, they are their jealousy is extreme. As with Inkosazana, right, the affection side of it is very extreme. The affection, flirting, and all of that, it's very extreme. Now with Inkosana, the jealousy, the insecurity is very extreme. So any sign of negative energy coming to the frequency, or to the space or the waves. Yo, usenkingeni. Yeah. Also, they people with this spirit, with water spirits, they don't like to depend on other people or someone else, or find it difficult, to adjust to lento yokucela and always depending. So it's very difficult to adjust. Also, going back to the fact that those are naturally born leaders. So iba inkinga if I have to ask all the time. So as a partner, you need to know what, okay, the needs of my partner are this and this and this and that. And because you'd find them, we get drained. Okay, we get drained in terms of having to ask all the time, because as I said, vibrations are very much important to us. So if ngizoba umuntu njalo obukeka ofanele acele, it's raining. I said we're very protective in our space as leaders and as in that high hierarchy. So now, if you cannot tell ukuthi lo muntu khona into ayidingayo, and I have to ask today and tomorrow, and initially kuba na this change of vibration, and you don't want that. You don't want this person who's got a water spirit to be drained, guys, in a relationship, because as they get drained, they also reject. As the person gets drained, the physical gets drained, the spirit is going to reject. So hence I said it's protective of its space and sensitive. So I spoke about the support, the emotional and physical support that needs to be met as well. So you will not find a person that has a water spirit say ngicela lokhu, but you need to know, because it's very difficult to adjust to being dependent on someone. The need in their space. As I said, the mood swings are like waves of amanzi, right? So there is a need sometimes to give them space. You need to give them space. You can't be here all the time, because I have to deal with the spirit that's inside me, that has to deal with, I have to deal with the spirit as well as the dimensions that it's vibrating on. And now you are here all the time, so the space is needed, and you will need space. But then if you are aligned, it's automatically going to happen that you give each other space. Money aligned, guys, money aligned spiritually, a lot of things make sense, and a lot of things zazenzakalela. Now there comes this one now. My firecrackers, I call them firecrackers, and they're very feisty. Now people with Nkanyamba, they are very feisty, those people. And I did mention when I did a video about Nkanyamba that those people are firecrackers. Those people are bomaish. Now, if you've got a wife that carries an element of Nkanyamba, no, nyavuma uyakwazi ukubekezela. Because as I mentioned as well, people with Nkanyamba always associates itself with men. So if it's a woman that carries that spirit, amandla khona obviously it's inamandla wendoda. So because of that strength within the person, ilabantu you do noma yini ngesikhathi ofuna ukusenza, and you understand, ulo muntu loyo angakwazi ukuyigugela ifridge. So now if you've got water spirits, because there's people who've got all these elements of these water spirits, guys, and it's amazing. I had a client that has all of them, and the vibrations from the different one. Lo muntu unenzuza, unenkosazana, you name it, she's got it. There's and when I mean she's got elements of all of them, right, in one person. So unaloku kancane, unaloku kancane, unaloku kancane, unaloku kancane. So when it's amazing that how they work so well together. They work so well together that they balance the person. I was amazed by the consultation. They balance so well together, and um, because when you've got this element of inzuza, no matter how much the percentage is, it's able to come in between the other ones and try to bring some sense of control. So I really was amazed because she's got that seductive and affectionate part of her. Then she's got that feistiness, and so I said to her, I actually like, yeah, it's intriguing, and ngiyamfilela umuntu wakhe, because you understand, you have to deal with all of these elements at the same time. So it's totally amazing. And I mean, we do get people who are gifted with all of that. Embrace your gift. It's a gift. It's amazing. Okay. So yeah, my firecrackers. If you've got a partner that's a firecracker, that has the element of a firecracker in Kanyamba, and it is you siyakubongela, hang in there. I mean, that's all I can say. Hang in there, because labo bantu laba bayakwazi ukuvala umnyango nje ni delay with each other, like the bravery is just, yeah. So yeah. Now, with water spirits and with a partner that has a water spirits, and when you've got those people, don't deal well with spiritual baggage. As I said, as soon as it detects a negative vibrations, it rejects you. So they don't handle spiritual baggage very well from a partner. So if I'm spiritually gifted with water spirits and all of that, or someone else bringing their baggage initially makes the spirit reject you, because once it detects that, guys, I mean, the relationship will not work well. So what I usually advise is that when I have to align you guys, both of you, it will make sense. If you deal with your spiritual baggage, it will make things easy for this one. Do you understand? Because the vibrations, once we've dealt with your spiritual baggages, guys, and everything that's holding you back, it makes things easy for your partner. You understand? Because I'm draining with your baggage. I'm draining. And sometimes you don't know what you've got spiritual baggages, but then because you do, and law is spiritually gifted, lezo zinto ziyaqabana. Now this is one. This is a given. When a spiritually gifted person who has water spirit no longer sees the need to impress you, no longer sees the need to make up for you, to dress up for you, to impress you, believe me, you are doomed. As I said, this thing works with waves. It works with frequency of the vibrations. If there's no need anymore, the fire is gone, you are in deep trouble. Yabona, if you umthola, like, whether you umthola nginje awumtholi nginje sekuyafana, you are doomed. This initially sekuyaphela, sekuseduze la emaphethelweni, because as I said, they are fun, they're affectionate, they are seductive, they are jealous there. But once that is gone, when the playfulness is gone, there's ayisekho into engijabulisayo anymore. So initially the spirit will reject you. So yeah, I think I've covered most of the things, guys. I've covered most of the things, and I do hope that you've learned something from this, even noma ngivuswe nje ekuseni kakhulu. Yeah, and I think I'm going to do another video this afternoon. Yeah, I've got a lot to do today, but yeah, I hope you do learn from this video, because I meet a lot of couples, and I've been promising and promising that I will make a video explaining how to deal with a partner. So finally I got to do it, and yeah, I hope I've shared some insights into it, and I hope you'll consider some of the things when you deal with your partner. Thank you so much. I love you guys.